Plants his feet and throws. No good. Incomplete. Intended for Charles Johnson. Again, a trapped ball. Defended by Ty Law.
Yeah, I want to get back to that last play, Tom, only because, you know, the missing ingredient in this football game has been the Cordell Stewart critical interception, critical turnover. He did it in the first game. It resulted in 14 points for the Patriots. In this game, it has not hurt Cordell Stewart or the Pittsburgh Steelers. That last pass before the last play there where Hitchcock knocked the ball down could have been that critical turnover, but Hitchcock knocked the ball down instead of trying to catch it.
But the Patriots have succeeded in taking the Steelers out of their normal game plan. That is, give the ball to Jerome Bettis. He has 52 yards rushing. Stewart hanging it down the sideline, and a flag on Ty Law defending Thigpen.
Yep, Ty Law that never turns his back, never looks for the ball, and runs right into Thigpen.
If he turns his head back, this is a legal play, right?
I mean, the problem here, watch Law the entire way, 24. Staring at Thigpen, staring at Thigpen, pushing Thigpen. Absolutely. You cannot impede the receiver. If you're looking back and you're trying to make an effort for the ball, yes. But he's got the arm wrapped around him. He crowds the receiver. That's a great call by the officials. That's interference.
25-yard penalty, and the Steelers have it first down at the 45 of New England. Stewart pumps once. Now he's flush from the pocket, plants his feet, and gets it to Lester. He's wrapped up after a short gain by Todd Collins. Second catch of the day for Tim Lester. But once again, let me return to the point that by taking Jerome Bettis out of the game, they have Pittsburgh passing on first down, and Bettis, who has had 10 100-yard rushing games during the regular season, held to 52 yards so far in this one.
And really what made Cordell Stewart on that last drive so good was that running game of the Steelers. Exactly what you're mentioning here, Tom, but it's not too late. It's not too late not to get greedy. Be consistent.
Here comes the blitz. Stewart rolling and has plenty of time. Throws back for Johnson, and he makes the catch. To the 18-yard line. Now they say no. It would have been for 24 yards. It's waved off as he was battling with Jimmy Hitchcock.
Well, we've seen the blitzes on Cordell Stewart. Now, Bill Cowher and his offensive coaches are moving Cordell out of the pocket to get him a little more of a clear view. Wants to make this throwback. Was it a catch or not? Watch the ball. Johnson, I'm sorry, that was a catch. Johnson's arms are underneath that ball. He does a fabulous job of adjusting back to it and around Hitchcock. He gets the arms underneath it. I think that's a catch. And the key is the fact that instead of the hands being around the ball, look at the arms. The arm is under the ball. The arm never lets the ball get to the turf. That was a catch.
And of course, it was on the big screen here. The fans react, and so does Bill Cowher. He said, "Did you see that? It was a catch."
To Thigpen. Nice tackle by Law, but great execution by the Steeler quarterback.
Two tight ends, Bruner and Sadowski. Bettis, the lone setback. Sadowski on a wing and in motion. Stewart's pass deflected, incomplete.
And one thing to keep in mind here, Tom, too, with just a little bit more than 10 minutes left in this football game, we keep talking about field position. Do they get points here? I don't know if they get points, but they've moved the ball down into New England territory. And on this play, Chris Slade gets the tip and knocks the ball down. But Pittsburgh now is in a position where it can be more and more conservative. Slade knows he did a good job on that play, but he also knows Pittsburgh's got another shot or two at in this possession.
2nd and 10 from the 32. Stewart with a fake. Can't get away. Willie McGinnis went one-on-one with Cordell Stewart and brought him down.
Exactly what Joe Gibbs talked about at halftime. One of his adjustments was make sure you maintain that contain. Watch McGinnis get up the field and not take that quick bite inside, which killed him in the first half. He maintains the contain, and watch where he doesn't go in. See the bite he doesn't take? He doesn't go in too far. That maintains the contain. That's a big, strong play out of Willie McGinnis from USC.
third sack of the day for the Patriots. Here's that 5-receiver formation now for the Steelers. Blitz comes. Stewart with a man in his face throws incomplete. Lawyer Malloy came free up the middle.
But Lawyer Malloy almost made a fatal mistake when you're blitzing at Cordell Stewart. When you're called for a blitz, flat out do it. Pete Carroll loves it, but when you get a blitz, go after that quarterback. Don't hesitate. And watch at the very end of the blitz, Malloy will come into the screen. Watch him hesitate right here. See that little wiggle and breakdown? He's afraid of Cordell Stewart running. And if somebody was open, that hesitation could have cost him an incompletion, but it didn't.
Fourth down, Meggett awaits the punt. Again, they'll try to pooch it and down it, and they will do it beautifully. Caught on the fly by Chris Oldham inside the 5-yard line. 34-yard punt, but the New England Patriots backed up deep by Coward's special teams.
Here comes the blitz.
Bledsoe hit as he let it go to Jefferson. Flag down.
Defensive holding, Tom, on Chad Scott, the rookie corner.
That would be an automatic first down if indeed it is a holding violation. Oh, it's against offsetting here.
And Pete's got that wow look on his face, too.
We have a personal foul, chop block on the offense, number 23. We have interference on the defense, number 30. Those penalties offset. Still second down.
Cedric Shaw with the chop block and Chad Scott, number 30, with the interference call. They offset. Dan Rooney, the Steelers president.
And he's seeing his football team in a lot more of a battle, I think, than most of the football fans, definitely in this city, but across America, thought you were going to see. A lot more fight out of these Patriots than the Steelers expected, I think.
Steelers rested and at home about a 7-point favorite. Bledsoe from his own end zone swings it to Byers. Keith Byers only to the 7-yard line. Hit by Earl Holmes.
Drew Bledsoe's extremely lucky he had somewhere to go with that pass, because he had an absolute jailbreak in his mug as soon as he turned around to deliver a pass. He had Nolan Harrison steaming at him, and luckily for him, he had Byers out in the flat.
So now it's 3rd down and 7 from the New England 7-yard line. Patriots with 4 wide receivers on the field, plus Keith Byers.
Play clock's going down pretty low.
Brisby got a last word from Bledsoe, who gets the play off. Stands in and throws downfield. It is knocked down. He hung it up. Troy Brown, perhaps the intended receiver, but Darren Perry, as the ball hung up there, was able to get over and knock it down. And now they'll have to punt from their own end zone.
Well, does insert term here. Bad, ill-advised. What are you thinking? Darren Perry's got an excellent chance at intercepting this pass. It just hangs up into that wind James Lawson talked about earlier.
Tupa will punt. And the return is on. They didn't put any pressure on Tupa. Blackwell, 45-yard line. Cuts upfield. Into Patriot territory to the 43. 12-yard return. Punt covered 48. Good field position for Pittsburgh. They lead by 1. That is the call.
The question is it a 5-yarder or is it a big one for being intentional?
Personal foul, grasping the face mask on the defense, number 52. 15 yards, first down.
It's the grasping. It's not the incidental grab. See Cordell Stewart give the ball to Bettis. He can't run ugly. He's trying to be cute. I tell you what, that was not much of a face mask there. He had a lot of helmet, a lot of shoulder pad, and a lot of head, but he didn't have much face mask.
I don't think it's enough to be the 15-yard call.
At least, or at most, it is a 5-yard penalty and incidental contact on it.
I agree. Instead, though, it'll advance the ball all the way to the 25-yard line, or almost the 25.
It's been a field position football game, and a lot of the field position has been set up by penalties and by some questionable calls.
Now they'll put the football down at the 24-yard line of New England. 7:26 left, fourth quarter. 7-6 Steelers. They have a first down at the Patriot 24-yard line.
Patriots defense liable to be desperate here. Can Stewart take advantage of something he might give him with a blitz?
The bus to the 20-yard line. McGinnis got a piece of him. Lawyer Malloy did too, and Todd Collins.
Now one more time, you saw Jerome Bettis there get those good yards, but again on that face mask call, Bettis being forced outside. Now watch Ted Johnson. He's got shoulder, he's got helmet, he's got chin strap, he's got helmet, but he does not have face mask. And at worst case, it's a 5-yard. It definitely is not a 15.
Phantom call, but it enables the Steelers to get into scoring territory. Bettis, nothing doing. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by Lawyer Malloy. Malloy with help from Ted Johnson. Lawyer Malloy's played a whale of a game, but you can say that about almost all of the Patriot defenders. Steeler ones too, for that matter.
And with this field position now working out, you know, it's Jerome Bettis now with 60 yards on 21 carries. And with this field position, you know, Pittsburgh very happy just to pound the ball in here and set themselves up, because a field goal here by Norm Johnson puts Pete Carroll's football team, especially his offensive team, in a real hole looking at this Steeler defense. No reason to take any kind of stupid chance. If you want to take your shot, take it now.
Here's the 5 wide receiver formation, and a timeout called by Charles Johnson, who came rushing in as the play clock ticked down to 0. So that means Pittsburgh will have only 1 timeout left. And of course, great football this week.
That defense can run.
That's tomorrow, all starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern with the NFL on NBC. Still to be decided here as Cordell Stewart. This is a designed run all the way, and he is down to the 8-yard line. 12-yard scamper by Cordell Stewart.
This might sound like an oxymoron, but this is unexpected conservative football. It's conservative because you got your best running back today and Cordell Stewart running with it, and it's unexpected because the Patriots were definitely in the defense that play, and before, when they called the timeout, they were in a defense designed for the pass. And look at Bill Cowher on the field. I mean, he is on the football field pumping up his football team.
This team reflects his personality so much. Steelers now have rushed for 131 yards. Bettis collapsed. Might have lost a yard. Ted Johnson did the damage. Todd Collins there too.
Tell you, Tom, ugly is not open. Because when they go in to run ugly inside, Ted Johnson and this defense is ugly back at you. They're not letting this big guy, Jerome Bettis out of Notre Dame, do anything inside. It's a credit to the inside linemen and the job they're doing, because this is a great offensive line for Pittsburgh with guys like Dawson, Wolford, Stye. But up front, you got Thomas playing great. You've got Eaton playing great, and the linebackers are scraping into Bettis' face.
Less than 4.5 minutes. Stewart fakes to Bettis, still has it, rolling to his right. He's going to run, and he will be strung out and whipped down out of bounds by Chris Slade.
I really think one of the critical things that this offense has done for Pittsburgh is get Cordell back involved with the running game and get him out from behind the offensive line. Get him out, let him be active. Let him be Cordell Stewart. Yes, he throws the ball yet well. Yes, he's reading defense well. But that is the weapon that defenses lose sleep over, and that's the weapon that's making the difference in this ball game.
Closing in on their average or rushes on a season, but not as productive as usual. Here's a crucial 3rd and 7. stopped short of the goal line.
Well, when the Steeler offense needed it, when Bill Cowher needed it inside, Brendan Stye, Dermontti Dawson, and Will Walford just opened ugly.
And now 4th down inside the 1. 4th and goal inside the 1. Do you kick a field goal? Do you go for it?
Right here, I kick a field goal, get Norm Johnson on the field and kick it.
We'll think about it. Bill Cowher calls for his final timeout. 4th and goal, the ball inside the 1-yard line.
Well, on this delayed draw, Ugly was open, getting great blocks up front from Dermontti Dawson, Brendan Stye. The big guy tries to reach in, but he doesn't quite get there.
That was a 3rd and goal play from
running back there. He's going to give it a shot.
Here's where Cordell Stewart becomes so valuable at quarterback. 4th down, goal to go, less than a yard. Stewart thrown back. No touchdown. They stopped him. Teddy Bruschi and Todd Collins.
Last time these two teams played, Tom, they tried 2 quarterback sneaks at the goal line with Cordell Stewart. Pete Carroll's defense threw back the first one because instead of diving forward, Cordell Stewart dove up. Where does he go? He goes up, tries to get forward, but Todd Collins, Teddy Bruschi, and Ted Johnson meet him on top. Collins, Bruschi, Johnson, great defensive play, good heart, good motion. You talked about Pittsburgh reflecting their coach, Bill Cowher. This defense is Pete Carroll for the New England Patriots.
But now they are backed up. They have the ball inside their own 1-yard line. Can they punch it out? They're going to try to throw it out. Bledsoe completes the pass to Brown to the 7-yard line. That gives them a little breathing room.
Tom, they have no choice. With the way they've been running the ball or not running the ball, they can't try to punch a ball out that's that close to the goal line. That's a great call by Pete Carroll's offensive coaches upstairs, Larry Kennan and company. Now you don't want to get greedy. Remember we talked about the game being on Drew Bledsoe. He was challenged by Pete Carroll. 2:55, here you go.
He has the 1st down as he throws it complete to the 20. Catch made by Sean Jefferson. 12-yard gain. 6th catch of the day for Jefferson, who, remember, played for the Chargers when they beat the Steelers here at Three Rivers to advance to the Super Bowl a few years ago. 2.5 minutes left. Terry Glenn, their chief deep threat, out of the game. Ben Coates, their top receiver, out of the game. Curtis Martin, top rusher, out of the game. Bledsoe hit as he let it go, and it's caught by Brisby. He'll be thrown out of bounds about a yard short of the 1st down by Myron Bell.
What a great job by Keith Byers on that last play. Keith Byers picks up the blitz, so Bob Kraft there, the owner of the Patriots, quarterback, and get rid of this pass. Watch Byers right here underneath Bledsoe just get to Jason Gilden in time to enable his quarterback to get that off. That's a veteran blitz pickup.
Ball's at the 28. 2nd and 1 New England. They trail by a point. 2:19 on the clock. Bledsoe plenty of time. Then it breaks down and the ball incomplete. Off the hands of Purnell, his backup tight end. Probably just as well stop the clock. It would have been a very short game.
You know, he's having to get that ball to Purnell because he has no Ben Coates. Purnell in this year, 5 catches for 57 yards and 3 touchdowns. But you know, that's when you know you're getting down to your last quarter resort, is when you go to your backup tight end when you're getting blitzed like that and you're Drew Bledsoe.
And Rooney, like Bob Kraft, watching tensely as the final 2 minutes plus unfold in this divisional playoff game. A 1-point affair. 3rd and 1. Bledsoe's pass caught at the 30-yard line. We'll see, it'll be very close to the 1st down. Colors made the catch, hit immediately by Earl Holmes. It'll be spotted very close.
It's a right foot spot by the near official, just exactly where the ball came down.
Half the length of the football. 1st down New England. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. Clock shows 2:01.
This is a time of a football game that belonged to the guys that take the snaps. Linemen can talk about whatever they want to, so can receivers and defenders and whatnot. The end of a football game, 2 minutes to go in a playoff game, belong to the quarterbacks. Drew Bledsoe's been challenged by Pete Carroll. He's been challenged by this defense all day. What will be his answer?
2 minutes left. Second half, Bledsoe 215 yards through the air. And the unexpected, only 1 TD and 15 punts combined in this game. In fact, in the first playoff game ever held at Three Rivers Stadium, December 23rd, 1972, the Raiders led the Steelers 7-6 in the final minute when Terry Bradshaw completed the immaculate reception to Franco Harris. 7-6 Steelers leading Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots. First down at the New England 29-yard line. Bledsoe to Jefferson. Edges out of bounds after an 8-yard gain. Carnell Lake was defending on the play. And as amazing as it is, we talked to Pete Carroll yesterday, and he was surprisingly confident. Liked their chances, was joking about loving the underdog role and saying, but I don't have to sell that to you guys, you know. And he's playing without Curtis Martin. He's playing with Dave Meggett, only able to return punts. Terry Glenn knocked out of the game. Ben Coates out of the game. Bob Kraft has to be proud of the courage of this New England team. Jefferson with another catch. He has a first down. Working the sideline, out of bounds at the 42. Sean Jefferson has a big game today. Chad Scott knocks him out of bounds. He has 8 catches, 89 yards.
Hey, Tom, you know, we've talked a lot about the heart of the defense, the heart of the Patriots. The heart of this Pittsburgh Steelers team is this Pittsburgh defense. And right now, this Pittsburgh defense is being challenged like the Patriots defense has been in the last 3 or 4 possessions by the Steelers. And they're facing a quarterback in Drew Bledsoe right here that's trying to make himself a little bit of a part of history. He's trying to make a point that he belongs with the best.
He's under trouble now, and he throws. It's a fumble. It's a fumble, and the Steelers have it. The Steelers have it.
And the heart and soul of the Pittsburgh Steelers team, the defense, comes up when they need him. Jason Gilden, number 92, working on one side.
Mike Vrabel right there knocks it loose.
Vrabel knocks it loose. Gilden gets it. Persistence, penetration. Definitely the arm was not going forward. Definitely a fumble. And absolutely a pressure. Great play and an answer from this Pittsburgh defense.
The Steelers rising to the occasion with their defense. And the clock down to 1:44. New England has 2 timeouts left.
And right here, you're going to get plenty o' bus.
Jerome Bettis again forced laterally and taken for a loss. And an immediate timeout. Lawyer Malloy trapped him for the loss and then signals the timeout, stopping the clock at 1:38. What about Jason Gilden's performance for that tough Pittsburgh defense today? 2 sacks and 2 fumble recoveries for Jason Gilden. Gilden, the 4-year veteran from Oklahoma State, has had a tremendous game for the Steeler defense.
Remember, this is the linebacker that came in and basically replaced Kevin Green, who had led the NFL in sacks and was such an impact player. Been praised by his ability to stop the run, his ability to in pass coverage, stay with running backs and tight ends. But the biggest difference is he did what those linebackers at Pittsburgh have always done under Bill Cowher. They've made the big plays when the big play had to be made.
2 worthy adversaries today. And the survivor moves on to the AFC Championship game.
And what a great illustration, too, Tom, of what I talked about. Go for it on 4th down because you have faith in your defense. And why does he have faith? Because he knows somewhere in the defensive plan there's the ability to make those kind of plays.
Bettis. A little better game, but stopped by Collins, Johnson, and McGinnis. And the Patriots used their final timeout. Jason Gilden made the fumble recovery and now cannot bear to watch. A little prayer, silent prayer on the sideline. That's how tense this game has been. Patriots spend their final timeout with 1:31 remaining. It'll be 3rd and 8 coming up for Pittsburgh, and we invite you to stay tuned following the game for the Sun America post-game report. Greg Gumbel, Joe Gibbs, Chris Collinsworth, James Lofton will have some interviews from the field with key players in this game. They also have an analysis and a preview of tomorrow's Denver-Kansas City game. That's all coming up following this one from Three Rivers Stadium. This one has been up to the billing of playoff caliber football.
Exactly. You know, if you're on the New England sideline, you've got absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. You played a wonderful game. You fought a very heavily favored football team tooth and nail and just smacked them for every smack they've given you.
Now they face a stop here, much needed, no timeouts. It's 3rd and 8, and Stewart has it on the bootleg. Cordell Stewart dancing around, taken to the turf at the 30-yard line. Todd Collins played him well. Boy, those linebackers, Collins, Johnson, and Slade, Willie McGinnis, Lawyer Malloy, what games they have put up here.
And also, if you're Bill Cowher's Pittsburgh Steelers in this after this game, you want an opportunity to fire test your football team in 1997 season, here in 1998 in the playoffs. Bill Cowher's team, after a game like this with last year's AFC champions, I think you can call them right now officially fire tested.
And if they hold on to win, do you think they'll be introducing the defense next week?
And if they did, the way this defense played, they'll introduce them next week. They introduced them this week. If this defense keeps playing this good, they can introduce them in 3 weeks.
They introduced him to start this game, and it was a fortuitous decision.
The kind of defense we've seen out of both of these teams here today in this AFC divisional playoff game, both from Bill Cowher's defense and from Pete Carroll's defense, is a style of defense the AFC needs in a Super Bowl. These kind of defensive efforts is what make differences in that kind of a game. It's made the difference in this one, and against a quality NFC team, a Pittsburgh defense playing like this, whether it's Pittsburgh or Kansas City or whoever, has got a great shot at the NFC team with this kind of defense.
Looks like New England will get one final shot, though. The Steelers take a delay of game penalty to give Josh Miller a little more time to operate, a little more room to operate, and try to down it deep.
He's done a great job so far of pooching this thing down inside. Remember, Oldham caught the last one on the fly.
Patriots came after him, but good protection, and the ball will be downed again inside the 5-yard line. Amazing. Beautifully done by the Steelers special teams one more time.
Anytime you're involved in a field position football game, one way or the other, your special teams are either going to kill you or they're going to set you up. And late in this game when they needed it, the difference has been the punching and the pooching of Miller and the coverage of his punt team.
And Randy Fuller, who suffered a concussion earlier in the game, we were told, is the man that batted that one back and prevented the touchback.
And what a nice job. You know, these are things you work on in training camp. You don't work on these every day. Keeping those feet in the field of play and batting it back. Just excellent attention to detail by Cowher's special teams.
Patriots need about 60 yards to attempt a field goal. Bledsoe from his own end zone. Pass is incomplete, intended for Jefferson. Clock shows 29 seconds left. No timeouts.
At this point, you've got to think the Steelers just look at this as an ultimate prevent type situation.
Right.
Just do not let anybody get back behind you. You've had a great job today done by Carnell Lake and these defensive backs. And, you know, we talked about Lake being such a factor. Leads the team in blitzes. Not once was he blitzed from the outside. All coverage. Great strategy by the Pittsburgh defensive coaches.
Two safeties about 20 yards deep. Bledsoe turns down the sideline for Jefferson. Racing under it and incomplete. I thought the official on the sideline started to reach for his penalty flag.
There was contact at the very end of this football play. You see Wolford working against Jefferson as he heads down the field. Look at Bell, 40, looking back, trying to catch the ball. And the key term being looking back, trying to get the ball as he saw the official going to that belt, going to that flag.
But no call, and it's now 3rd down. 22 seconds. Bledsoe's pass is complete. Brisby jumps out of bounds, stops the clock with 16 seconds left. That's an 18-yard gain. Need to get to about the 35-yard line to give Vinatieri a shot at a field goal. His longest is 52.
Yeah, well, you're probably looking in this situation with the wind, Tom. You got to gain another 45 to 50 yards. Remember, we showed that Stojanovic hitting a 54-yarder into the wind for Kansas City against Denver, and what you described as the game of the year. That means 35 yards needed to gain.
Bledsoe throws it downfield again. Jefferson involved in a pushing match with Wolford. And there is no flag, and Jefferson could have been called that time.
Absolutely. That was pass interference offensively. As he turned back, he just put Wolford down on the ground. That's what you're hoping for as an offense in this situation is to put the ball up, and yes, you'd love your receiver to catch it, but you want contact, and you want the defender to initiate the contact. That's offensive pass interference. Look at him. Back up. Back up. Deeper than the deepest is the defensive term.
And this is where they could have used Terry Glenn, of course, who is their deep threat.
You can't be far enough back for Bill Cowher right now.
Play stopped. I think so. Jefferson laterals out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1 second left. Purnell took the lateral from Jefferson. They have 1 tick left, and the ball will be spotted at about their own 35-yard line.
Bill Cowher is not telling his team to go to the locker room. He's telling his defense to back up because he knows now they're not defending a field goal. Now you're defending about 65 yards of a football field trying to prevent a touchdown.
Back way back up now. This will be, barring a penalty on the defense, the final play of the game.
Remember Harbaugh here in Pittsburgh a couple years ago almost pulled one of these off.
Almost. Bledsoe throws it as far as he can. Jump ball, intercepted. Intercepted by Kirkland, and the game will be over. Fitting that a defender makes the final play of the game, because it was defense that told the story in this one. The Patriots now with 2 devastating losses to the Steelers within the period of 3 weeks. And if Denver beats the Chiefs, this stadium will host its 7th AFC Championship game next week. Either way, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be there.
That last
read yourself. You got to read the defense, and a lot of defensive players will